What other things have you personally seen, like transformations in a community, in a home, in a school, in a person, that have really made you go, I love the work. This is why it's important.
Oh, yeah, there are more. Bitcoin Beach, of course, is one community that we go now, and is when you used to go back in the days, there was nothing. I wasn't part of it, like I didn't contribute to that part, but I can see, changes on the incentive around the community. That's more there's more hope, there's more future, there are more businesses. So, and then we go to these others, like Bitcoin Berlin, that are trying to also do their part of Bitcoin circular economy. And also, in my experience with education, let's say, and I didn't teach those 150 teachers from the public school, or team did, but when we see their videos, we had a meeting with the team of the Minister of Education earlier this year, when they were actually surprised how much they actually implemented. They were there and they're like, okay, we're going to give the course to these people. We're going to see how it goes. But at the end of the day, it's 150, right? You cannot control everybody. And everybody was just sending them videos and sending them pictures of how they were implementing the activities. So that's what we need, right? Like just a little bit of education and knowledge. Just put something on your hands that is easier for you to use, to teach, to pass over to your students. And that's when, to me, it's like, oh, this is just, this is bigger, because this is a change that it's come to generations. I'm sure that if we talk with the Minister of Education, there are challenges, because teachers back in the days were used to, just do their work, but just basically like nothing. The previous governments wouldn't push them to be better. They wouldn't like it. Like, education was there, but that was it. There was no more work to be done like this. I think that this government is putting into that. I have two family members that are teachers, and they feel the difference on, yeah, we have to go to this training and we have to do this other thing, and this new law by the first lady. So they have to do it, so that they're getting more insights, which means that they care about education to whatever level it is. And that's how it's been to me, to see people that really didn't like to do the extra mile, to put that extra mile now into kids. And like on our team as well, the teachers, there is two young guys, Gerardo and Daniel. They are 19 years old. For me, they are teenagers, and they took on their own classroom the Bitcoin diploma. Napo went there, taught the diploma. And you can see when someone has potential, right? Like, hey, you would be, a good educator. Why don't you start with one class? Now they're teaching, they're all teachers about Bitcoin, right? Like, these young kids go back to their school. They've been trained now to teach the diploma, and they teach their own professors that were back in the day. So, and we all have different backgrounds, but especially in the rural areas or outside of San Salvador, it's different. It's a different story, right? If you were, raised by a single mom, that means that you probably started working at 14 or 15 years old. So for them to have an income now at 19, to have this future, to be called and they speak at spaces, put in front of a crowd. This is a team that throughout last year, basically, polished themselves. They still are. And we're probably going to see them all in adopting Bitcoin this year, because those are the stories that are worth it, right? Like, maybe I don't know 5,000 stories, but I know 3, 4 that are meaningful for our team or community, what we're doing. And then on top of that, now, Mi Primer Bitcoin, we have this education like network, which is in over 26 communities. If we have a Slack channel that it's amazing to me how many people is volunteering to translate it in over 18 languages. This diploma over 18 languages.
18 languages.
18 language we have to translate it and teach it in their own communities. So at the beginning, probably I was thinking, oh yeah, we're going to teach here Salvadorians, but this is just much bigger, right? It makes your job and your work so rewarding when it's a long day, but you spoke with Felix from Kenya, and then I spoke with Gabe from the States, but I also speak with someone in Canada, from all of these places. And we are getting ready to go to Bitcoin Atlantis next week, where we're mostly trying really in this weekend. And
where is that?
That's in Madeira, in Portugal, the
right.
Island of Madeira. Yeah. So we have our first international conference. We had our very first in November, right, the day before adopting. We're doing it again in Madeira. And this time we wanted, of course, to bring the international team or to invite whoever we could. So if our work here has led us to this moment of being able to invite and pay for the expenses of someone in Kenya that has never left Kenya, I do feel identified. When I was packing my bags last year to come back to El Salvador after the project in Guatemala, they invited us to go to Hong Kong to speak at a mining summit. And jokingly, I was honestly joking, oh yeah, that would be cool, go to Hong Kong. I'm used to Salvadorians needing visa for everything. So I'm sure that I was like, I probably need a visa and it's too soon, it's in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And it worked out. And I went to Hong Kong. It was the second time I took a flight in my life.
To Hong Kong.
And it was to Hong Kong. It was all the way to Hong Kong, right? So
that's a long flight, man.
Tell me about it. Yeah, like 30, 40 hours. I can't even remember. Yeah.
Well, you had to go through LA or something like that?
No, because I need American visa. So we go through Europe.
Oh my God. What the long way.
Seriously, the whole world. Like I explore the whole world. Literally. So, I mean, even, these little screens on the plane, right? And you can check your plane and it's like going and rolling. And it felt like scrolling on Instagram just when I'm getting there. Yes. Yeah, it was probably 3 flights, 10 hours, 5 hours, 12 hours flight, something like that. Very, very amazing. So now, you get this reward, and then having the opportunity to help other people to achieve the same, to experience the same, that is one person that is going to go more energized with more knowledge to help their communities. And we don't have to invent the wheel, right? People can teach in their own places how they think if it's best. It's like, if an European or German wants to come and teach here, of course, there are going to be discrepancies, It's known also, I am not, but normally people, in Latin, they say like, oh yeah, you're always late. That doesn't happen with others, right? It's just these little culture things that we are used to it. Now, context matters. So that's why we want to empower these people in their communities to go. And we are developing everything now. Like we're trying to even help them in the future, maybe if they want to become a nonprofit, what is the process about? Help them with resources. We're working with a team on a training, teaching guide in a way. Like, okay, this is a diploma, but this is how you can teach it. Like, so you don't have to just, if you really have never taught about Bitcoin, make it the easiest way possible from the Bitcoin diploma, but we're also developing these more technical courses. We're going to do a mining course, technical course, a Bitcoin for business. There is just different layouts now within the organization that are coming and happening so quickly that it's even hard to keep up. It's even hard to keep up sometimes with Bitcoin Twitter, because I was on a podcast last week, so I had to retweet about it today, and then I'm going live today, and then we're going to Madeira, and we have this, we're creating a DJ Valerie, you know about her. She's a DJ. She's from the States as well. And she was in Alzonte doing it, and she's going to be the panelist of this only woman in Bitcoin, like proof of work woman in Bitcoin. Everybody says, yeah, we need more women in Bitcoin. Yeah, probably we do, but we have to put ourselves out there, right? All of these men that are in Bitcoin, they have wives, they have sisters, so it makes you feel part of something. And that's why we also think that happens here in El Salvador, especially, let's say you go to school, and I sent our teacher Gerardo that just graduated last year to, talk to his younger, colleagues and not colleagues, classmates. Of course, they're like, okay, there is something bigger here. So just put a little bit of purpose and feel that you are part of something. And that's the amazing part of it, I think.
That's the attraction, I think, not just with Bitcoin, but El Salvador, but all of Bitcoiners around the world. And that's like when you go to I've been to 2 Bitcoin conferences, the Pacific Bitcoin in Santa Monica that Swan runs. Swan's one of our sponsors. Go to swanbitcoin.com/orangepill and sign up and get $10. And then adopting it's people from all over the world, and everybody. I think that's part of the draw. It's not just like the crypto people. Some of the crypto people want to do good work. Some of the crypto people just seem like they just want money. And not that there aren't people in Bitcoin that want to make money, but there seems like a greater purpose with the Bitcoiners that I've come overall. Like people want to be a part, like you kept saying, be a part of something. And I think that's important. That's one of the reasons I moved down here. I want to be a part of something that is helping and building and using my skill set. That's why I'm here. That's why I reached out to Kamal and Noor at Adopting and said, hey, you guys don't have a comedy show there. I'll do the, and he's like, sure, we don't have any. And I was the only comedian at the whole conference, you know, and then, you know, Max was on the show and that's where I met you. But that is it is such a draw, as everybody wants to be a part of something. They see the problems of the world. They see where Bitcoin can be a solution. And that's why it's so amazing that you guys have your curriculum in 18 languages. You're talking to people from Africa, and you're going to a conference in Portugal, and there will be people from all over, I'm sure a lot of Europeans because of the geography, but there's gonna be people from all over the world at that. Mm-hmm. And so it really, you know, I've been down here 3 weeks now, and I talked to a couple of my friends back in the States, and they're like, "Why do you sound so happy?" And I go, because everyone here is positive. In the States, it's pretty negative. It's pretty like, oh, everyone's like, I'm stressed, and the money, and this is bad, and the politics, and everything's. And here it's like, oh, it's great. Bukele just won with 85% of the vote, and we got, you know, and everyone's happy. And